Hey guys, welcome back. Apologies for the weird voice this week, but I've got a case of the man flu, and as we all know, the man flu is probably one of the worst things you can get. So hopefully you'll feel sorry for me, and you'll enjoy this video and the racing that we've had. Now, we did start with Bathurst, Mount Panorama, but I had a bit of trouble there, and it probably will come in the next video. But I think I'm going to call it Mount Crasherama because it just seems to be crashes all over the place. So I decided race B, give it a go. I normally don't do it, so I figured this week, nice track, Watkins Glen, what could happen? What could possibly go wrong? So while we're here, and we're going into the bus stop chicane, please stop for a second, pull your hand out, and just click on this like and subscribe button. It does help very much, as you all know. And as we go into the exit of the bus stop, we've got Doyle right behind us, trying to go all over us. And we're not going to fight it too much, we're just going to let them have that place, because things will come good, hopefully, in the end. You do hope anyway. But we know for sure that we will get that P6 back, because Barcletto up ahead has got a 1 second penalty. Now, they seem to have cut the entrance to the bus stop, and that gives you a 1 second penalty, not half a second but a whole second. Now as we go through, we've got DeWitt behind us, and we go in a bit cautious, and Doyle stays ahead. This part of the track is can be very good if you get it right. If you get it wrong, so barrier is right there waiting for you at the Wall of Champions. But we kept it clean, and the whole aim here at the moment is, as we go through this last little section, is to try and just get a good run in out of the final corner. Now, I didn't get the best run out of this occasion, but I did manage to get into the slipstream with Doyle and get in a double slipstream with Shockey up in fourth. Now, Shockey is one of those racers that I completely trust when I'm racing. I always know what to expect, and if you do want to check him out, he does live stream a lot on Twitch as Shockey NL. And I think he's also been convinced to move over to YouTube. So Shockey NL, YouTube and Twitch, go and check him out. Good racer. And as we go into lap 2, we have a bit of a moment here with Doyle. I'm not sure if it's my fault. I probably was a bit too eager, went for a gap that probably didn't exist. But now we're going to go into a position where we've got 3 cars vying for the same place. I'm going to have to back out completely because it could end in disaster. And we've been overtaken by the Oreo man. Dunk us in milk, and I mean, tell me how you like your Oreos. Do you dunk them in milk? Do you have the white bits? Do you tear them apart? Or do you just dunk them in coffee? Let me know. And Doyle's going to serve a penalty because he's cut the bus stop chicane as well. And at the end of lap 2, we're starting to catch up to DeWitt and Shockey. So we're in a little Dutch train here, and again, I'm going to try and just back off a little going into the final couple of corners. Because again, my aim is to try and get a good run into that main straight. I kind of mess up a bit there, but it still allows us to get onto the back of DeWitt, get into that slipstream, and Shockey's trying to break that toe, and I've got nowhere to go really, so I'm going to have to back off. But I get a good exit out of turn 1, but I don't expect DeWitt to be that slow going into there. Give him a little nudge. I thought I got a penalty, I didn't, so a bit interested in that one. And later in lap 3, DeWitt's gone past Shockey, and it leaves us to now battle it out. I try and go the long way around, probably not the good option there, but I'm again trying to just get a good run, so I'm trying to just get good exits and try and get a bit more speed out of them. Going into this little horseshoe section, Shockey makes a mistake, and I can see a little bit of an opportunity, so I sit in behind, looking back, not really a worry there. And as we go into the braking zone, we both brake at this exactly same point. I haven't watched this back on the replay. We brake at exactly the same time, but Shockey just seems to get a lot better braking on it, and I've gone into the back of him. In this section here, again, I'm just trying to get a good exit, and Shockey's gone defensive, so I've got to really just sit back and bide my time. Again, trying to do the same thing, taking it easy through here, but I make a bit of a mistake. I go onto the grass, and lose the rear end. Now, Shocky's might have thought he's done something wrong. Nothing at all. It's completely my fault. I've gone wide, so no need to apologise there, buddy. And I've got a lap, well, 2 laps to try and now get that position back. I've got a great exit out of this one, and I'm just going to sit in that slipstream now with to try and get a bit of a run on him. And being lap 4, I've got to make some sort of a move now. So I'm going to sit back, but my aim is also still to get to the whip, so I'm giving him a bit of a nudge, just so we can actually try and both get there and try and sneak a couple of positions. I'm going purple, so it's a very good lap at the moment. And going into the chicane, I make a bit of an error again, and just have to go the long way round. Going to the marble, so I'm losing time all the way through here. End of lap 4, going into lap 5. This is where it really works out. I get a great exit here into the final corner, and Shocky's aware of it. So this is where clean racing comes into play. And he's given me the position. I don't have hazards, so I don't know how to use them on my wheel yet. I haven't set them up, so just give him a little bit of a weave just to let him know I appreciate that. And I go in the hunt for the width. Now he's got a penalty here, and I'm just hoping that I'm close enough. And on this occasion, I'm just not close enough to get a run onto them. And as I go into here, I've got to try and keep it in bounds. I do, but that's it. That's the end of the race. I don't think I will catch him. Make a bit of a mistake with my gearing, go for second for some reason, and as we make a little run out of there, we just have to just accept that we're not going to get 4th place. And it's just about keeping it on the track. I know I've made a couple of mistakes the last few laps, so it's all about keeping it clean, get a nice run, and the slipstream's not going to do anything now, and we're just going to have to sit in there, and we go across the wall, take that flag in P5. So we've gained a couple of positions here, which for our first race, not a bad start, is it? We then go into race 2, and the lobby seems to be similar people in there. We've got Shocky again, Bartoletto, are the whip, so similar faces. But we've got a few new additions. So King Queen, who have not raced against for a while, is in there, and we've also got Codemate. So this is going to be an interesting one with Codemate. So just keep an eye out for the little messages that appear as we go along. But going into turn 1, we get another good run, but nothing really happens other than that. We'll stay behind towards the end of lap 1. And as we into lap 1, Shocky is again defending that toe from Bartoletto behind, and we're getting a good double toe here. So we're hoping we can make a move, but Bartoletto pulls out, and as we go in, same as the race before, I don't expect him to be that slow out of there, and I go back of him, but no damage caused. And we've got GT Mackie behind. Now this, I'm keeping an eye on what's going on, and into the bus stop, you've got to be a very brave person to try and make a move there. So I've made the move, and I get tagged on behind. Personally, I think that if you're in that position, you kind of just hold back. But going into here, we've lost positions. We're down to 13th, and we've got Codemate, yeah, who's right by us, and we're having a little bit of an argy-bargy session. Now, I think I'm entitled to the line here, but someone's already said Codemate drive safe, so it's a bit of an omen of things to come. And we can see the guy in front from P11's already got a half-second penalty, so we were 13th, but we will be 11th by the end of this section here. We can see some things happening behind, which it looks like it was Codemaster again, and he says full of dirty drivers. Interesting. But as we go here, we're behind our mate Shocky, and we get a good run on Shocky this time, and we're going to get that slipstream, and then we're going to try and just pull out. And my whole aim here is to try and brake early and have a little switcheroo, but he holds his position and I kind of just stay there. But look at this, Ribena even docks his mistakes. So Codemaster, or Codemate, is calling us out, and yes, I do document my mistakes. It's the only way to do it. If I make a mistake, I will publish it. It happens. I'm not a dirty driver, but I do make mistakes, which is probably why I'm not an A+ rated driver. I'm a B/A, and I get half-second penalties because I do make those mistakes. little rant over, and we've gone past Bath Plateau. We've got to try and make a move on Shockey to be able to regain some sort of positions. But he's defending pretty well, holding his line, and he's not been as nice as the previous race. He's been getting his elbows out, which is always good to see. But I'm just trying to sneak in that slipstream, and again going to turn one, I'm trying to get that little cut on him. But again, I should expect that if people are taking a tighter line in, that they're not going to be as fast out. So I need to work on that myself. And as we get to towards the end of lap 4, we're going to serve the penalty, and we're going to see Shockey and GT7 needs revision. We know, but you don't need to put it out in your gamer name, do you really? And in lap 5, our main problem, we make another mistake, going wide there, and we've got to be wary of Scary behind. It's a Scary 4 half-second penalty, and someone behind with the name Scary. And as we serve it, look at that time just dropping down, and we just about get to that corner in time to hold position and maintain P10. That's a top 10 position. I'm going to be optimistic, top 10. And we get round the bend in third gear this time, and as we do, we don't need to worry. Scary's gone in to meet Sir Barrier. They've had a little acquaintance, a little meeting over a cup of tea, and we finished P10, which is not a bad result considering all the little argy-bargy there was. No positions gained, but then we go into our final race of this video. It looks like we have gone into a strong lobby, because as soon as I looked at the top, number 1, we've got Mr. Levers there, who is a very quick driver. I'm still not over him taking my fastest lap a few weeks ago, but you know, he's a lot quicker. And we've got NASA in front of us, so Spaceman is there, and the Dream Crusher behind us. So we're going to go into space, or we're going to get our dreams crushed. But as we go into the horseshoe, Moore's had a little bit of an issue. He's gone wide, and we've gone into P11. Bartoletto's got a penalty, and we're into P10, just behind NASA, and they're in the Audi TT. So this is an interesting one, because if you look at Ram Sausage at the front, they're also in the Audi TT. So that is a potential good car for this track. And I do remember a few weeks ago, it was the car to use. And once we go into past turn 1, we've got a good run on Tim and Wacky. They're both in the TTs, and we just got to take the slipstream of 1. So we're going to choose Tim, and we're going to use his slipstream to get past Wacky. Bit of a cut in, that was a risky move, but it worked out. And as we go in, we're just far enough ahead of Wacky. Get a little nudge, sorry, Tim, we'll get a little nudge, but we hold it. And that one, I think it's slightly different from the previous race, because I think that in that one I was far enough ahead to warrant being there. And but in the lap 3, or start of lap 3, we've got Cherry Bomber and Plankster up ahead. Chris has made a mistake in P5, so this is where the race really lights up in here. Between Plankster, Cherry Bomber and myself, as I'm going here, I'm just going to use a slipstream just to try and get past Chris, and not so we don't need to worry about dealing with him, because he's lost speed coming up that hill. And as we go into here, I've just got to back out on this occasion. A bit of a contact between Plankster and Cherry Bomber. He goes wide and I just sneak through, so lucky there. And if you look behind, this is interesting. So Chris has gone past Cherry Bomber, goes wide. Cherry Bomber then goes ahead, side by side, into the corner. Cherry Bomber stays ahead. Chris goes back in front, side by side, and I'm looking forward. And Cherry Bomber eventually gets past it. So good racing there between those two there. Plankster takes it a bit of a wider entry into that corner. I go slightly tighter. Both seem to work, depends how you do it. And in lap 4, I get a very good run here on Plankster. So I've got to sit behind, and I can feel that I can get past him. We're going purple. Good braking into the bus stop, and as I get out of here, I get a good exit. But as I get a good exit, I don't know where to go, and I lose control, slide out. Cherry Bomber goes past, so they've pressured me into it. I didn't hear the end of it at the end. I think I went into a different stream, and Cherry Bomb was there taking a mick again. I cried myself to sleep. It was painful, and towards the end of the race, there's nothing I could do. I think I got a chance there with Plankster having a bit of a moment. Still not enough. They go side by side into the last corner, and Cherry Bomber just pips it. We got nothing left to claim, so it's P7, which I was a bit disappointed, to be honest, but because we started to further back, getting a few positions. Really good finish. And again, thank you for bearing with me and my croaky voice. Hopefully I'll be over the man flu very shortly. Thank you for watching those races. I hope you've enjoyed them, but please don't forget, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one.